Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive. I bring you guys a brand new video today. Today we're gonna be talking about Pokemon Go and the emergence of Shadow Pokemon coming up very soon in the mobile games for Pokemon Go. Man, I am so excited about this. This is pretty crazy, and I gotta say, so far this summer, Pokemon Go has been lacking a little bit on events. There's been some cool events. The Go Fest event was pretty cool, and if you went to Go Fest, that's awesome, and Dortmund's coming, but we haven't seen anything that was really super mind-blowing, and it's been a few months since they added PvP, and they've been kind of updating that. But it does seem from Krails, who is a data miner, that there is some new information regarding Shadow Pokemon coming to Pokemon Go. Now, for those who don't know, Shadow Pokemon were introduced in the Pokemon Gale of Darkness and XD Coliseum style games many, many years ago, and it's a pretty interesting mechanic that involves finding these Shadow Pokemon, which are kind of evil in a way, and purifying them, and so on and so forth. So let's take a look at what was found. So there's a new item called the Route Maker. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but a new encounter, Invasion. And then there's new badges, Badge Pokemon Purified, and then Badge Rocket Grunts Defeated, which means that Team Rocket is coming to Pokemon Go, which is super duper cool. I'm actually really excited about this. Be sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe if you guys are new, as I do post Pokemon videos every single day. We've got possible Shadow Pokemon, which I'll talk about in a second. We've got new quests, so you battle Team Rocket, and then there's a quest to purify Pokemon. So it seems as though this is going to be an event over the course of maybe a weekend or a week-long event where you're going to be able to battle Team Rocket, maybe through like a PvP style type of deal. And then you're gonna also, or maybe it's like a raid type of thing. Maybe it's like you battle Team Rocket in a raid and you have to battle a handful of Pokemon. I'm not sure exactly. And there's some new moves, Frustration, Return, and Synchronoise. Synchronoise being a really unique move that actually does damage if you are the same type as the opponent that you're hitting. So if like Jolteon uses Synchronoise on an electric type, it's a really powerful psychic attack. Otherwise it doesn't do anything, so pretty interesting. And Return and Frustration are moves that do damage based on how happy the Pokemon is. If a Pokemon's happiness is 0, it does nothing, or it does very little if it's Return. It does a lot if it's Frustration, and vice versa. If it's a very happy Pokemon, Return does a lot, Frustration doesn't do a lot. So that's that for the non-main series Pokemon game players out there. Now here's the Shadow Pokemon. Pretty much Gen 1, with one exception, and that's something we'll talk about here in a second. But you've got Rattata, Raticate, Zubat, Golbat, and Crobat, and then some starters, right? Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur, Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard, Squirtle, Wartortle, Blastoise. Randomly, you get Dratini, Dragonair, and Dragonite thrown in there. Then you've got Snorlax, and then Mudkip, Marshtomp, and Swampert, which are the 3 newest Pokemon announced for Community Day, which is going to be taking place next month. So we already know Mudkip Community Day is going down. We're going to get, in theory, pink or purplish Mudkip through the Community Day. I say in theory because who knows what's gonna happen, but it is pretty clear at this point that we are gonna be getting Shadow Pokemon. Now there's also some Invasion characters, which I thought it was pretty interesting. There's Blanche, Candela, and Spark, the 3 team leaders, and then there's Grunt male, female, there's Bug Grunts, Darkness Grunts, Dark Grunt, Dragon Grunt, Fairy Grunt, Fighting Grunt, Fire Grunt, Flying Grunt, Grass Grunt, Ground Grunt. I mean, you could read Metal Grunts. I think that's supposed to be Steel, Normal, Poison, Psychic, Rock, Water, and then Player Team Leader. So a handful of different characters being added for Invasion, which was, again, the new encounter. So perhaps that these are going to be something that appears overworld on the map. Maybe it's going to be at Pokestops. Maybe it's going to be at raids. Maybe it's going to be at gyms. I don't know yet. But it does seem as though Shadow Pokemon are coming to the game very, very soon, which I think is super duper cool. Let's take a look at some Shadow Pokemon here. I'm on Bulbapedia. Shadow Pokemon, or Dark Pokemon in Japanese, are Pokemon that are being used for wrongful act because they had the doors to their hearts shut artificially, a process created and carried out by Cypher in the Ore region. Collecting Shadow Pokemon through snagging and restoring them to normal by purifying them is the main goal. Let's see if we can look at purification here. Purification, or opening the heart's door, is the only known method of changing a Shadow Pokemon back to normal. It's used in Coliseum and XD Gale of Darkness to restore these Shadow Pokemon that Wes or Michael have snagged. Purification can be seen as the main goal of these games. So to purify, you send it into battle. You can call a Shadow Pokemon out of Hyper Mode or Reverse Mode in battle, walking with a Shadow Pokemon, walking with them in the daycare using Sense, or placing a Shadow Pokemon in the Purification Chamber in Pokemon XD, and they have like a heart gauge, which is going to indicate kind of their level of, I don't know, their heart, I suppose. So there's an example of kind of what a Shadow Pokemon looks like, Shadow Croconaw, Shadow Lugia, and it's going to be very interesting to see these sprites for these various Shadow Pokemon. I think this is going to be sick, dude. I'm actually really excited. We've got an article here from iMore, which talks about Team Rocket is coming. There's new quests, items, and encounters found. Again, all these Pokemon, 21 different Pokemon, focused in Generation 1 that are going to be coming out for Shadow Pokemon. And again, we can kind of take a look at some of these Shadow Pokemon here through XD Gale of Darkness. There wasn't really a super limited, like they weren't limited. You could like Shadow Scizor and Shadow Dragonite and so on and so forth. So it's very interesting that they picked this particular list of Pokemon, obviously focusing on Generation 1, which seems to get all the love and all the treatment. But I think this is actually really cool. I'm excited to see this because it's very rare. We haven't really seen the spin-off games really get integrated into Pokemon Go, as far as I can remember. So this is very interesting that they're going to be doing something big, and this could be like the biggest update we've seen in quite a while for Pokemon Go. It may just be a short event, it may just be a few days or a week long, it might not be anything crazy at all, but it may actually be something pretty sick when all said and done. One thing I wanted to mention as well that I thought was very interesting is for those who are at GoFest. If you went to GoFest, at the end of GoFest, they did a multi-thousand raid test where they had all these raids lined up to go off at the exact same time. And what did that raid turn into? It was Meowth, dude. So for whatever reason, Meowth was the special raid Pokemon. And for those who don't know, Meowth and Team Rocket are very much so tied together. Jesse, James, and Meowth. That's like the trio, right? So, very interesting that it was Meowth that was chosen. Was that just a random arbitrary Pokemon? I don't know. Was it kind of symbolizing, okay, we're going to be dropping this event with Team Rocket in the future, and you're going to maybe introduce Meowth a little bit more to the casual Pokemon player, or the one who's not super rehearsed in the anime. Definitely some pretty interesting stuff going on here, and I'm really excited to see what's going down with Shadow Pokemon, man. Like, I'll be the first one to admit, Coliseum, XD Gale of Darkness, not games I played. I didn't actually have a GameCube when I was younger, so I missed out on the Shadow Pokemon hype, but I've always seen them integrated into other fan-made Pokemon games, and I've always thought that the idea was super duper cool. I actually want to know if you can choose to not purify a Shadow Pokemon and keep it in your party. Like, that would actually be really cool. How do you purify? Is it through putting it as your buddy? Is it like, can you keep it not purified? Like, what are the opportunities there? It seems like the quest to purify Pokemon. So you're gonna be able to do something. This could really open up a lot of different things, man. Like, is there gonna be, I think of like Pokemon Refresh and Pokemon and Me in the various handheld games where you can like pet your Pokemon and feed it, stuff like that. Is that gonna be something that gets added to Pokemon Go? It sounds kind of crazy, but like, think about it. You get this Shadow Pokemon, you can go to your buddy screen and you can feed it berries. You can pet it, you can do things like that. To maybe raise its happiness, because Frustration and Return are two happiness-based moves that are being added into the game. So definitely a lot of possibilities in terms of how this update can be, and I think it's very peculiar, again, that we're going to see all these different Shadow Pokemon, various ones that are related to Team Rocket, but also Mudkip, Marshtomp, and Swampert, which is very weird that those are the only Pokemon that were added to the coding that were not Generation 1 Pokemon, and it just so happens that its Community Day is coming. Is it going to be happening right around the Community Day? Is it going to be happening during the Community Day as a surprise? Like, are we going to be doing Mudkip Community Day, and all of a sudden, Team Rocket takes over Mudkip Community Day and gives us Shadow Mudkips instead? Like, I have no idea, dude. It's crazy. It's actually crazy. There's a lot of possibilities there. So, in terms of how they're going to integrate this, and I actually don't even know what they're going to do to integrate this Shadow Pokemon stuff. So, let me know your thoughts are, guys. Like, what do you think? Do you think, like, we're going to battle Team Rocket in the game? Do you think that, like, Shadow Pokemon are just going to spawn in the wild? Like, there's got to be, is it going to be, like, a special research, kind of like Meltan, and, you know, we're waiting for Jirachi and stuff like that? Like, there's definitely a lot of questions that are left to be answered, but it's very interesting to see this coding come out, because usually, like I said, Krails, if you don't follow Krails, like, you got to follow Krails. Always get the information first for Pokemon Go. Very interesting stuff, though. I'm excited to see what happens, though. I'm excited. I'm very curious what the route maker is as well. And Pokestop submissions are coming very soon, so there's a lot of stuff to be excited about with Pokemon Go. I'm personally excited. Raikou Days this weekend. I'm going to be streaming Raikou Day. For anyone who's interested in checking that out, you can check out my Twitch stream at twitch.tv/aDrive if you want to see me stream Raikou Day from New York City. I'm going to be grinding that out. It's going to actually be a lot of fun. So I'm excited for that. I'm going to jump back on the Pokemon Go bandwagon. I kind of have been playing on and off. I've been playing some Harry Potter Wiz Unite, playing some Pokemon Go. I love the game. I'm excited to see what this update is going to be, and I'm excited to get myself some Shadow Pokemon. I just hope we can keep them not purified. As terrible as that might sound, I actually hope that that's an option. That would be really cool. But I'm gonna get the heck out of here, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you guys are new. That's gonna be it for me, guys. My name is Dan. I also go by aDrive, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.